Do you know when that little piece of you that still holds on to hope dies? Yeah. Fallout 4 has received its 10th anniversary update, which intended to fix a lot of the problems that Bethesda introduced in the next generation update that came out alongside the Fallout TV show, well, close enough to it, and add a whole new host of things. And they did some good with this update. Some key bugs that existed before have been fixed, and specifically for me, the game now properly supports ultra-wide and, in my case, super ultra-wide. That's neat. Before we had to do stuff with mods, and now it's right there. That is the end of the good news. That's it. Everything else here is a proper disaster. It's tough to know where to even start. There's so much wrong going on here, and I have taken quite an extended break from talking about Bethesda adjacent things, mostly because I tried to do like another Starfield video. I went back to it after Shattered Space, and it was just soul draining. And you know, we enjoyed Oblivion remastered. A lot of people did. Just let that sit there. But I've always said that like my baby is Fallout. I really enjoy the Elder Scrolls, I really do. But Fallout, both the original ones by Black Isle and the ones by Bethesda, which I know is a controversial statement, and of course the one that Obsidian made, those are incredibly important games to me. So there is this hope that maybe they're on the right track with Fallout. The TV show is doing well, all of these things, but no, it isn't. So I went and played a ton of Fallout 4, and I played the new content and all of these things, and it's not okay. All this update is once again Bethesda trying to sell you paid mods with the Creation Club. It is using this new update as an excuse to push their new, better version of the Creation Club, including the release of a bunch of new Creation Club content, some of which I think is really good and I really enjoy, and that none of it is included in the $20 bundle they're selling you, although it's very hard to find out what's even in that bundle, so yeah. Worth mentioning, one of the creations is free, and I guess you can say that it's worth coming back for it, which is Tale of the Beast Hunter, which ties into New Vegas and gets you some cool NCR armor and a unique shotgun and stuff. But make no mistake, this is all to push mods and more sales of the game. And while doing that, they are breaking all of the mods that existed before and partially the base game as well, adding new bugs into it and making it crash and screwing up loading screens and textures and flickering and even geometry issues that weren't there before. But if modders could fix those issues, they'll fix it with this one as well. That's fine, because it's the usual thing that modders are the ones that actually put in all of this free work because of their love and passion for this, and Bethesda even tries to exploit that by recruiting them into the Creation Club and getting them paid for their things while taking a healthy cut for guaranteeing that things are well integrated and work properly, as if the base games ever did. But beyond the usual, this time around, they are also trying to sell you Fallout 4 again. They're doing this with the big release of the anniversary edition of Fallout 4, which you can go right now on different storefronts and you can get the Creation Bundle for $20, which I do not recommend, more on that later. The anniversary edition upgrade, which includes the Season Pass and all of the DLC from that, plus the Creations Bundle, or Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which for $60 includes the Creation Bundle, valued at $20, the DLC, valued at $20, and the Fallout 4 base game, valued at $20. In case you're wondering, no, those things are 10 years old and they are not valued at those prices anymore. But somehow, in what I hope is just pure incompetence and not deceptive practices, which, you know, if you want to be negative about it, that's probably it. The way that they are listing these things is as confusing as possible, with people thinking that they need to buy the Anniversary Edition upgrade as if that's part of the new big update to Fallout 4. Kind of in the same way that Skyrim Special Edition was a thing that you kind of needed to buy into. People thinking that you're going to get a ton of different changes with this update, when in reality, there's pretty much no changes except one piece of new content and alleged bug fixes that really only break mods. What's even more deceptive about all of this is that, you know how usually on Steam, when you own parts of a bundle, it will tell you that you do, and it will discount the price of the bundle based on what you own? That's not the case here. If I try and buy the Anniversary Edition upgrade of the game, because I technically don't own all of the DLC separately, I own it through the Season Pass, I believe, it allows me to buy it. it just pops up a warning that says that I will not receive extra copies of, you guessed it, everything in the bundle. I can throw money at Bethesda and get nothing in return. That's something that can happen. I don't know how or why that's allowed at all. How can I buy a bundle where I own everything and Steam is telling me that I will not get new copies of everything I'm buying? It's crazy because you can buy the creation bundle, by the way, the $20 one, which I did for the purposes of finding out if it even worked. Which, spoilers for some of the stuff we're going to talk about a bit later in the video. No, it did not work on launch. It is theoretically working now, and everything contained in the Creations bundle is not really worth it. It's not worth $10. It's the bottom barrel sort of stuff that would be free mods. It's nothing spectacular or super well integrated or professionally voice acted, none of that. If you want some actual high quality Creation Club content, you still have to pay for it separately. It's not in the Creation bundle. And after having bought it, if I go for the Anniversary Edition upgrade, which again, I own everything in that bundle already, including the Creation bundle, it's still willing to sell it to me for $40. It's not like it goes down and says, oh, you technically, somehow you own all the DLC and you own the Creation bundle, but we're gonna sell you the upgrade part of it for just $20 since you own the Creation bundle. No! $40. I don't think I've ever, I might be wrong. I really might be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen this happen where you can just buy something that you already own. It just feels deceptive. When you combine it with the whole hubbub that they're drumming up of like the Anniversary Edition update and all of this, it feels incredibly deceptive. And somehow Bethesda has managed to release this update, break so much of Fallout 4, and trying to charge people for it while selling you premium mods for a 10-year-old game. And I can't. I think this is the latest I've ever done an intro for the channel on a video, by the way. But hi, I'm Mug, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Great to see you. You're looking great. Don't buy the Creation bundle. Please don't. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you don't like the video, subscribe or something. Like, I'm losing my mind. No, in all honesty, if you like news, reviews, and essays on the video game industry and everything regarding it, as well as a lot of customer advocacy, make sure to subscribe, but do that towards the end of the video if you end up really liking what I do, if you think it's worth your time. Let's dig a bit deeper into this, huh? So let's start off with that $20 Creation bundle. It's advertised as having a collection of the Creators Club content from before and new, never before seen, but should have been seen content that was never released. And all of it is kind of mid. There's a ton of different little weapons and skins and gadgets and some armor sets and things like that. And some of them are accompanied by maybe 15-20 minute little quests that you have to go to a certain place to get the weapon and things like that. But it is nothing to write home about and absolutely nothing that I would consider worth paying actual money for. Mostly because you can tell they're mods. That doesn't mean they're not cool, but when it comes to the value proposal of the $20 here and what you're getting when you compare it to the actual price, not the price that Bethesda's saying, for what is base Fallout 4 and all of its expansions, they're not accompanied by lore, by new areas, by story. They're not really properly well integrated into the game. They don't feel premium in that sense. They just feel like little add-ons. But they want you to pay $20 for these, skins for dog meat. It is not worth it in the slightest. And if you are confused as to what you get within the Creations bundle, if you think maybe you're getting a bunch of the new creations that they are highlighting that are out there, like the new Bounty Hunter Creation bundle that is really cool. It's a new quest line. It's got a bunch of stuff associated to it. We're going to talk about that. That's not in the Creation bundle. The Ghoulification mod, not there. Anything that has like actual effort into being integrated into the world and having like professional voice acting or new mechanics or things that seamlessly integrate into the world of Fallout 4, that's not what you're getting in that $20 bundle. You are expected to pay money for the good stuff anyways. And just to be completely clear, once again, if you own Fallout 4, you don't need to pay anything to get this new anniversary update. It's just marketing. The things that are there that are new don't hinge on any purchase except what's in the Creation Club that you do not get from the Creation bundle. Okay, so why is Bethesda doing this? Well, to be honest, I can see the vision. The vision is there. It's a terrible one. It's one of hellfire, but you can see it. Specifically, if you imagine it from the perspective of a console player or somebody who just doesn't know what mods are, and that you only want to exist within the vanilla, the theoretically curated and functional version of a game, you only want to deal with official stuff. The Creation Club and the way that they offer new things for a game you love is interesting, and it is in many ways a bit innovative in the space of trying to push mods to console. Obviously for profit, very much for profit, not for the customer, but they are allegedly taking a cut of profit in order to guarantee the functionality of this. The reason that's funny is because this is Bethesda, so the functionality of everything that they do is incredibly put into question, just like this very update, no matter what you do with it, has caused numerous issues. For me, it caused 2 hard crashes during loading screens, which the loading screens before were pretty long, but I feel like they're even longer now sometimes. I've got a couple that are like over 2 minutes long, and also like texture flickering and weird stuff going on and geometry popping in and out that I don't remember really happening before. So the whole they curate it and make sure it works, not really that valuable. But that is the theory, right? The John video game is going to sit down at his couch on his Xbox or on his future Windows-based Xbox, PC, whatever, and they don't want to deal with going to websites to download mods or mod loaders. They just open up the game and they go to the Creation Club and there's new stuff for them. New stuff like that Bounty Hunter creation, which is really damn good, man. It adds this new location that you go to with professionally voice-acted characters in there. It adds a whole new Radiant quest system of bounties, and even you can have a bounty attached to yourself. And for the non-Radiant part of the quest, the start of the quest, you have to go to a bunch of different locations, take down some named NPCs, get some cool loot, deliver the bounties, and then eventually you get to take down a big boss. Cool additional unique weapons in there, as well as the big star of the whole thing is that you get the Bounty Hunter duster and the hat and the gyro jet revolver, which is meant to very much imitate the one that the Ghoul has in the Fallout TV show, which is this pistol that shoots rounds that basically also explode, and it sounds very close to the one in the TV show, and people go flying when you shoot at them, and it's really fun, and you get this excuse to go to these different locations and go through dungeons and kill a bunch of people. That's all fine and dandy. It's got a nice ending. You get some really cool loot. Honestly, this is the type of quest that if it were originally in the game would be very memorable. People would really like it. It would stick out in their minds as one of their favorite quests. However, that's not the case. This is a $6 add-on that you can buy. It's nowhere near as big as like a proper expansion from back in the day. It's just a really cool quest line with some really cool rewards. In the case that with all of the hubbub regarding Fallout, you want to jump back into Fallout 4 for any reason and you wanted to do something different, and you, like me, for whatever it might be, the season pass or a version you bought, have some credits in there, you could pick this one up, man. It's great. Enjoy it. But I don't know if you should pump in credits in order to get it, although when I tried to pump in credits and actually pay money for the creator credits, it was broken. Similarly to how a lot of the creations that you buy in the $20 creation bundle were broken. Didn't work. The creations menu didn't load, it didn't open, or it incorrectly said that you didn't own things that you very clearly owned. That happened to me when it came out. It has since, at least for me, been resolved, but my God, this is the one thing you're adding. You're charging $20 for it, and it doesn't even work. Okay. But that's where the whole vision comes in. If you were able to access a ton of different content like the Bounty Hunter questline, all throughout the Creation Club, comfortably from your couch or from wherever, and you had that certainty it's supposed to work and integrate perfectly in the game, you could justify the existence of this system, even if I am completely against paid mods or whatever. If there was fair work put in, not just from the modders, but from Bethesda themselves, and decent content to keep up with it, okay, I can see why you do it, but it's never justified itself, and it especially doesn't justify itself with updates that break the game and the things that people already have and love about it. many of which are completely free versions of a lot of things that you then want to sell for money. And I do not fault creators for wanting to be on the Creation Club. Why wouldn't you? Many people offer their mod completely for free on the internet and then also available on the Creation Club because they get a cut of the money. And it's better to have a percentage of something than, nothing of nothing. So I definitely can understand where some of the vision that Bethesda has for this whole selling mods things come from, but that will never justify the fact that what they do is garbage, that the mods are barely worth the price of admission, often incredibly overpriced for things that seem niche and not really interesting enough to people. If anything, they would be very interesting to people who are incredibly invested into their Fallout world. Things like the settlements or certain housing or, knickknacks, very specific outfits, all sorts of things. The people who are going to get tons of value out of those things are also the type of people who probably play it on PC and know how to mod the game, because if you have that much passion for it, it's not that big of a stretch to ask you to learn to mod the game. But to get here, saves that people had have been destroyed. Playthroughs and characters just no longer work for a lot of people because of the mods and how they were loaded in. People have had to start new characters. I've started a new one for this, and hey, I breezed through the game to get through to the new content and all that stuff, and it's still Fallout 4, right? It's got its ups and downs. I think that it's not a terrible game. It's not as good as the previous ones, but it's got its charms here and there. I just don't understand the obsession with continuing to add more and more updates just for the sake of charging people more or finding ways to resell the same game instead of actually updating the game with, quality of life features or making the game just better or run better or load faster or have other important things regarding, inventory management. There's tons of things that could be officially integrated to make Fallout 4 into a better experience overall, and instead of doing that, they managed to continue breaking it and finding new ways to sell you the same game. The fact that Todd Howard recently said, and by recently I mean like 2 days ago, that The Elder Scrolls 6 is a far ways off, a game that was already announced 8 years ago, and from what I see and what I choose to believe is not even started pre-production. There's probably nothing on the Elder Scrolls. It's a thought in somebody's head. And the fact that Bethesda has managed to find all of this success with the Fallout TV show, you would expect them to be working on a Fallout 5, to be working on something that isn't Fallout 76's content or whatever this garbage update is for Fallout 4. You would expect them to be making video games, but they're not. It doesn't seem like they are. I don't know if I'll ever see a Fallout 5. I might die before that, because at this point, The Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna come out, what? Let's be optimistic on it, right? It hasn't even started pre-production, so let's say 2030. Cool. By that metric, we could expect Fallout. We're super optimistic, and they're gonna piggyback off a lot of the tech from Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe 2033, maybe 2034. So in the best case scenario, 9 years away for another Fallout, and the Fallouts we have are getting this sort of treatment. I normally on this channel try and stay very far away from just pure pie in the sky hopium or just outright statements, because I think that the world is full of grays. There is so much complexity to things that it's very unfair to boil things down to the bare minimum to say this is just purely bad. All I can say today is that I am absolutely just gutted at what Fallout is becoming. Look, I like the TV show. I love the universe of Fallout. Fallout 76 wasn't particularly my cup of tea, and there will always be a place in my heart for the Bethesda style RPGs, even if recently I've started to look more and more towards indies or games that play off of the concepts from them but aren't exactly, they don't scratch the same itch. But my faith in Bethesda is now non-existent. I don't think there will ever be a Fallout 5, at least one that will satisfy me or make me or anybody happy. I would love for that day to come. I would give anything, honestly, for that day to come. For the vision of a great Fallout sequel that everybody thinks your particular perfect version of what a Fallout 5 would be. I hope we all get that somehow, but I just don't believe it any. I would give anything at this point for the Fallout IP to be given to anyone else. Just Let people experiment. I don't care anymore because I think that Bethesda Game Studios has been an incredible studio that has done some amazing games that I adore. Me and millions, tens of millions of people. But there is only so much you can do before the trust is completely broken, man. And I think that's where we are. This whole damn thing with Fallout 4 and its new anniversary edition update, the way that they're marketing it, the way that they're selling it to you, what's actually in it, and what it broke. It's scummy and slimy. It's purposefully confusing. It's once again just trying to get paid mods to be a thing, but with even more deceptive practices. It's... yeah, man. I'm sorry if in this video I'm just it comes across a bit more negative or something. I really do always try and, you know, look at things from the positive side, but this one hits hard, man. I mean, I'll still be here to cover a bunch of scrolls likes and games along that because I love the genre. I love so many of the concepts and the systems that go into it. I mean, one of my most anticipated games of next year is probably Outward 2, which I do consider very adjacent to the genre, right? And anything that is trying to do what Bethesda has done, but differently, you know, Tainted Grail is a game that I enjoy a lot, for example. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, but like letting these things get to you, like this, normally I don't get this emotional about this stuff. I try and analyze things like as cold as possible, and then give a passionate take because I do care, but you know, it's a lot about financials, it's a lot about reasoning, about logic of what's going on, and there is reason and logic. It's, as per usual, greed and incompetence at play here, but I don't let it turn me into this like, I'm just sad. Today I'm just sad because I was already so close before, but really in my mind, Bethesda as a game studio, what they've done will remain, and I will still check out whatever they do with the hopes that it's good, but I no longer look forward to it. My expectations are 100% that they will be bad, and then who knows. So if they prove me wrong, I'll be happy. But if not, I've already processed the failures in my mind. Please do not buy pretty much anything that Bethesda has put up for sale regarding Fallout 4. Protect your wallet. If anything, maybe get that bounty hunter thing. Maybe go play the New Vegas adjacent creations. Have fun with those, but stay away. I've been Mug. Thank you so much for watching. An extra special thanks to the people up on the wall, be they members here on YouTube or patrons over at patreon.com that support what I do day in and day out. Thank you so much. It's thanks to you that I get to buy the creation bundle to confirm it doesn't work. So thanks for that. So instead, go out there, play some great video games. There's a ton of them right now, including indies. Hopefully this didn't disturb my schedule the whole day I spent with Fallout to make this video and see what was going on. There's still some good stuff coming up. And as always, I'll see you again very soon.